Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN, and also with the Vegas Downtown Report. I'm Brian Winnikins. We are at the NAB convention this week, and so anytime we're downtown, we have a chance to talk with Tim Lager. He is a general manager at Four Queens and Binions. We're going to get some updates on things going on. By the way, Four Queens this year is going to be 60, just like yours truly. So, you know what? 1966 was a good year. And we're going to talk about some of the things we're going to do at Four Queens here as well to celebrate that as well. But before we talk about some of that, some of those things, we're going to talk a little bit about North Tower update. And Tim, I've gone into the North Tower a couple of times here. I've stayed in it 3 times. I just noticed this today in the elevator. Do we have a new ride for those staying in the North Tower? Because there's a button that says earthquake mode. I so wanted to push it. Is that like a ride that we're getting here?
Well, no, but I'm so glad that when you came over this morning, we had Dave, our head of engineering, so he could explain that to you. As you know, we updated those elevators a couple years ago, and one of the new requirements is that it always was there, but they didn't have the button to show the guests what it was. So obviously, if there wasn't any kind of earthquake type thing, it would shake the car, which would force it to stop, is to protect the guest. Now, if that did happen, it would flash at you so you knew why the elevator stopped, not just, oh, the elevator stopped, I don't know. So I'm glad that you caught that because it's a little detail everybody doesn't catch. But it's another one thing that I guess they've added on just to make sure guests understand what is truly happening if for any reason the elevator would stop.
Darn it! I thought maybe we could push the button and we'd get a shaky ride down.
No, I think it'll stop. That's the amazing thing
Oh,
about it,
okay.
is that anything that's going to disrupt that elevator is for safeties. They have little safety latches that hit at every floor, so guaranteed that elevator will never run away like way back who knows when. Um, if you bounce it or jump in it, and please don't do that, because we've had people that maybe have had a few drinks and decide that they're going to be festive, and they start jumping. If they do that, it'll lock out that elevator. But also, please remember there's a camera in the elevator. So if you choose to want to pay us some money to pay the elevator company to come get you out because you were doing that, we don't want you to do that. But we'll have you on film showing that you did it. So please don't.
There's other things you probably shouldn't do in the elevator either, but we're not going to go there. Let's just leave that where it's at. Now, also a couple other things I noticed with at least the room I'm in. I'm up on 18th floor. I know that when we first opened the tower, there was a computer issue with the air conditioning unit or the fans where it was either on or it was like a B-29 firing up and very windy and very loud, but that seems to have been rectified.
Yeah, luckily what happened, well, we didn't realize it until we hooked them all up, and then the setting was designed for a larger room, so it was pushing more air. We had one duct, and the system from the manufacturer was set up for 2 ducts, so it was pushing the air very hard, which created the noise. As soon as we realized it, luckily the manufacturer was very cooperative. They sent their engineers out, looked at it, and nowadays everything's on a laptop. They just came out with a little computer and plugged in, and they were able to reduce the speed, the velocity, which reduced the sound. So we definitely wanted, especially with everything brand new, you want your guests to have the best experience, and so we've got that resolved.
Now, I know another thing that I don't think we've talked about, but on the TV, I love Channel 65. It's the sleep channel.
Yeah, so one of the things that we looked at is even like when we did the North Tower, but we started looking at all of our comment cards. And what are our guests feeling? Well, we are sitting on Fremont Street. No matter what we do, we've got the sound buffering windows, the best we could find in the market. But still, we're sitting here pretty much on a jukebox. So there is going to be some noise no matter what you do because we are right on the street. And a lot of people like, the white noise can help them sleep. So what we did is we programmed it into our TVs. So if you're having still a little difficulty, you can go in there and pick your different sound that you want that could help you sleep through the night. And it's just one more thing that we try to be proactive with our guests to try to help them get the best experience.
Talking with Tim Lager, he's general manager at Four Queens at Binions. As I'm here for NAB week, and we always try to get caught up with Tim on some of the things going on here at the both properties. Another thing I noticed as well, all the floors have safes now.
Yeah, we were a little bit behind on some safes in the North Tower. Some of the orders didn't come in in time right at the beginning, but luckily we got that all resolved and everything got installed. So we apologize for any inconvenience that caused. We did have safes down at the front desk during that period, so somebody could have something there. But you know how it is when you remodel, and getting deliveries sometimes can be a little challenging.
So, of all is is management happy? Is the maintenance staff happy with everything that's been done to the tower? I know there's always kind of little bugs that you kind of find as you go along, but overall, it seems like we're kind of done with the quote punch list and everything's all complete.
Yeah, this went really, really well. Like I said, luckily you got to meet Dave earlier. Our head of engineering, Dave, he ran this project, and luckily we've done a lot of projects over the years. You know, we had done the South Tower several years ago. We did our Apache. We've done Whiskey Liquor Up. We built several bars. We've done a lot of different projects. Our Some Like It Hot, our little coffee cart. Um, so our team has been working together for years. Our general contractor, CEI Builders, and you got to meet some of those folks when we were doing the North Tower. And when you can build a team like that, they don't even have to talk to each other. They just know what to do. This went very smooth. It was on time, on budget. The responses from our guests, the North Tower, you know, like our owner said, you know, look, it was time. She was an old girl and she needed some help. And he made the commitment. $24 million is quite a hefty amount of money, but it was the right thing to do to take care of our customers. And it's night and day compared to the comments before, and people are loving it. And as you know, we have no resort fee at either property. We're the only ones down here that don't. So you're not even getting a value property, but you're getting a quality property now.
Talking with Tim Lager, general manager for Queens and Binions. You mentioned the South Tower. How many years ago was that remodeled?
It started. We did 3 phases. It would be 9, 10, and 11 years ago. We did vertical, so we were able to take a third of it because same thing there. We took all the plumbing out, all new bathrooms, all new carpeting, wall covers. We did all that type of stuff. We did the hallways. So we did, but we're lucky enough to do it in phases over there. This one was so much older and it had a lot more work it needed done. We had to shut the whole thing down. So yes, it's been, and we try to maintain everything, you know, to a very equal standard.
So what's the expected lifetime for that? Where Terry and Dave and the engineering guys be like, hey, we're gonna have to start doing something here.
You know, the next thing for that, because we were able to do the major systems, the big stuff, the next phase quite honestly, it'd just be the normal kind of carpet, furnishings, the simple stuff that doesn't need a major remodel. So those are things that we could do floor by floor now. We don't have to go vertical, we can go horizontal. So that's a whole different thing. So I think once we kind of, you know, it's still in good shape, but as it goes, we'll just start budgeting in that over time.
Talking with Tim Lager, general manager for Queens Binions. Obviously, the tower we're in is the old Mint Tower. You've done some preliminary, okay, let's have an engineering company come in and take a couple of rooms above us. What are we looking at here? Have you been able to kind of complete that to say, okay, if we really want to do this, this is what it's going to need?
Yeah, we've done a lot of research on it, like we've talked before. We took one whole floor out so we could really see what's there. Now, of course, the sad thing is everything has gotten more and more expensive. So what we looked at a few years ago, that cost has accelerated. Just it's amazing what's happened there. So we got a ballpark of what it would take. Right now, what we're looking at is, like I said, we've got the other stuff going. Ultimately, the owner, his dream is to have this tower reopened, and he'd love to build another tower on the back end. That's his dream. I think right now what we're trying to do is just that this economy has been a little bit softer than what we'd like. We feel positive that it's coming around, but we just need to get around that corner and get that economy up a little bit before we make more commitments.
Talking with Tim Lager, he's a general manager for Queens Binions this morning. And now, one of the things, though, that is open is the pool now. As of April, is it open or is it wait until May?
May 1st. So May 1st, we open it. And the big reason there is the wind. We get a lot of wind here, and it's on the 24th floor. So we tried in the past, we were trying to get open in March, in April, and then what would happen is we'd have to close 2/3 of the time because the wind was so bad it was making all the chairs fly around and people weren't very comfortable. So that's the reason why we do it a little bit later in the season. So we'll be open from May 1st, and usually we end of October, and um, and that seems to be a good window for us. But we also do different weddings. We've done a lot of different special events up there. We just had a wedding not last weekend, weekend before, um, but it's very seasonable. So a lot of times what we have to do is when we book something like that, we make sure that they know we have a banquet room as a backup because it's so weather sensitive. But the experience up there when you're looking over the whole city, you don't get a better view from downtown.
Oh, you bet. I've been up there. It is quite the view, to say the least. The lobby at Binions, which would have been the old lobby for the Mint, which they used to have all of the poker tables there. Is there right now? It's just kind of sitting vacant at the moment. Are there any plans for that somewhere down the road?
We've tried different things there. It's a tough location. We had some slingshots. I don't know if you remember a year or so ago. We had rentals for those little three-wheel vehicles. Um, like I said, the economy's been a little soft, so that was a kind of higher end thing where people weren't really looking to spend $200-300 to rent a little vehicle versus spending their budget on the floor. So we're always looking for something. The difficult part of it is that it's in the very back of the casino. And what's very successful, if you look back there, our T-shirt vendor, he's been with us for 18 years. He's got a product that people will wander all the way back there for that shirt. And so you kind of have to find something that is a destination-driven venue, which we've not been able to find yet. But yes, it drives us crazy. It's a lot of square footage. We'd love to have something in there that's both works for the person running it and us.
Talking with Tim Lager, he's general manager for Queen Binions here in downtown Las Vegas. Let's talk a little bit about the over at Fort Queens with the two bars. They have the older video poker machines now here at Binions. You've had new ones put in. Are you exploring that possibility of doing the same over there?
We always we always have an open mind. One of our big pushes at Fort Queens was the progressives. So if you look at it, it's a little bit different. The two properties, the newest and latest and greatest is here, but they're not hooked up like over there. We had a lot of people that really were interested in the progressives, and obviously, the more machines we put on progressive, the higher the progressive flows, and people seem to like that. And we're the only ones out there that have it. So it's been kind of our little niche over there. We're always open-minded to look at changes. Right now, that seems to be working well because the good thing is with our one card system, that guest goes back and forth. So when you want a certain experience with the progressive, boom, you can go over and do that. Then you walk right across the street here and you got the latest and greatest. So we're trying to give you the nice thing, like I said, just your points, your points. So it doesn't matter where you make them, you've earned them. So that's kind of what we've been trying to do is give you a little mix. But it's up to our slot guys. We feel it's important that our guys on the floor, they're the ones who are making decisions on what products on the floor and why. They're on the floor every day with their guests. They're the ones who are getting a better feel than I would.
Talking with Tim Lager, he's a general manager for Queens Binions. I am also one of those that goes back and forth. I try to go for the progressives at the King's Bar, especially the Four Aces, which is at $600 right now, by the way, with the kicker. And then if the bar isn't nice to me, I come back to my ATM over here at Binions, the 9-6 machines with the progressive on the triple double. It's my ATM. I'm not going to say which one because I got to keep it a secret, but I kind of like that.
Well, see, we take care of our customers now, don't they? Yeah. Please keep that a secret because we can only afford you to be doing that. So, but it's here, and that's what we want to do. We want to keep adding, variety for people, but also a good gamble, and that's what we try to do. We're trying to give you the best odds that we can. So I'm glad that you found them. So
yeah, you bet. That's like I said, that's my. I always end up getting a quad or something there. It's like, okay, I'm getting restocked here. Some more ammo to go back to King's Bar. At the bars, and I've noticed this too. Now, granted, being a Wisconsin guy, there's normally, the Line and Kugels and the Miller Lite, and, there's a whole bunch of, especially light beers on tap. I don't notice that here. I notice more craft beers. Is there a reason for that?
a lot of it is demand. Quite honestly, our guys watch. Um, what are people looking for? What are they asking for? So a lot of that, and the good thing is like you're talking about light beers and stuff. We have everything available. So if if it's a bottle of Budweiser, Miller Lite, whatever. So the variety's there, but the the customer base kind of dictates what we carry. If it's not selling, the guys will change it out because we want to have a fresh product, especially with draft. Draft is very, you don't want kegs sitting around forever because the guest is going to notice right away. So we always try to give you the variety, but if that's the latest and greatest and what's trending with people, then we're going to try to put that out there.
Meanwhile, one of the things I noticed here at Binions as well, I saw the social media post on Krispy Kreme has arrived.
Yes, we're really excited about Krispy Kreme. Actually, Shelley Berkeley, our mayor, she had came to Binions last fall, and she was doing some promotions. And obviously, people realize that we've had some image issues with Las Vegas. There's been a lot of people out on social media saying we're not a value anymore. We truly are a value, especially downtown. And so, if you watch our social, you'll see a lot of us saying, no, we are value. Here, let me show you the difference between a $13 Snickers bar and a $2.25 Snickers bar. She had came, and obviously one of our best values is a free picture with $1 million. There's no strings attached. There's no nothing. You go up, push the button, take your picture. You don't have to wait. You just simply you choose if you want it emailed to you or text to you. You've got it digitally, and off you go. She had came and said, look, she has this individual that she thought a product would be great for downtown. A good friend of hers asked me to reach out to him. His name is Lincoln. He has the Krispy Kreme operations in the casinos here in Las Vegas. We've seen it as a great opportunity, and what we have is what's known as they call a box shop. So if you look at it, it looks like a big box of donuts. It's mobile. And our feeling is we need for something to be successful, it needs to be right there in our opening where the guests can see it. It's a quality product, been around, I believe, since 1937. And so we thought it was a great partnership. We've been opened a little over a month now, and we definitely can see that it's another venue that we can add more for our guests. And the good thing is, you being a player, you can use your points. So it's not just something that you're not going to be able to take advantage of that. So it's just one more thing we can offer to our player that the other people can't is go use your points and get some donuts in the morning and get started before you go off to your convention.
You bet, you bet. Or you can also get something right at the lobby at Four Queens.
Some Like It Hot is another one. We opened last summer with that, and same thing. It's a grab and go, and people have really embraced it. It's easy and quick. They come out of their hotel room, boom, they grab some coffee or donuts or a bagel, croissant, whatever they'd like, and that has been a real positive for our guests. They really like the convenience of it.
Well, this year, pretty special year. Obviously, America's 250th, Four Queens 60th, my 60th as well. 1966 was such a great year. 75th of Binions. So you have a lot of things coming up promotional-wise this summer?
Yeah, so we're slicing up the summer in obviously 3 months. So June will be our 60th anniversary for Four Queens. Then obviously July is our country's anniversary of 250. August is the 75th for Binions. So each month we'll have a little something different for you to be a part of and to be rewarded. We're doing some different keychains and some different things for keepsakes. We've got some hats during the summer for the 250th. So we'll be trying to really push a little bit different than we normally do because of the fact of having so many anniversaries. We just felt that would be a better approach to acknowledge all those.
So some folks in their monthly mailers may see a little bit of difference from spring or earlier, but that's part of it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We're just doing a little bit different. We're just going to embrace what's here, which is how cool is it that on our 250th anniversary of our country, we have anniversaries, milestones for both our properties. We just think that's really cool, and we're just going to take advantage of that and try to give back to our guests.
Finally, before we let you go, Tim, your social media director has really kind of gotten you out of your shell on social media. Do we have some really cool things planned to see what's going to happen to Tim next? I mean, are you going to be swimming, or what's going to be happening to Tim next on social media?
Well, her name is Taylor, and she is the queen of this. There's no doubt about it. And so the social media, she deserves 110% credit for this. These are her ideas. She came to me quite a while back, and she said, look, I really want to make you the face of the properties on social media. And I'm like, I don't even really follow social media. I'm not really savvy on that. Why would anybody want to see me? I'm an older guy. I don't think it works. She goes, no, I'm just telling you, people want real people. and they can see you and they can identify with you. It's okay. And really, she finds things that are trending, and I never know what's going to happen. And she will come to me and say, "We've got to do this video right now." And I'm like, "I'm not. I've had a bad day. I don't want to do it." And it's like, "No, you got to do it right now. We got to do it." Um, so, like we talked earlier, luckily we're going to have the mayor here on Friday, and she's going to do a little video with us as well. So that's the next thing I know of. But quite honestly, I have you guys know more than I do. She will find something, and it's we got to do it right now.
I know I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. You know, everyone, you can just go to the Four Queens Facebook page or the Binions Facebook page. Give Taylor suggestions. Here's what we should do to Tim next.
Well, the interesting thing is, I've had an opportunity to meet several people, and yes, they do. Everybody has an idea now of what to make me do. So yes, and some of them are very creative. I will tell you. So. I'm sure if she finds one that she likes, she's going to make me do it. So I don't have much of a choice. I just do as I'm told. So, yeah. So who knows?
Actually, I got one more question. I noticed because I like to play craps here at Binions, I always liked it because it was right up front. I could kind of watch what was going on in Fremont, and just that kind of old school thing. I was almost like partly outdoors. You switched everything. Is that kind of a normal thing where you move the tables around?
Really, what we did is two factors. One, for a full size crap game, normally there's four people on the game, crew. Quite honestly, staffing has been difficult. Just to get a full crew, quality crew, has been hard. And as you can see, like we've done over the years, where we have tubs at both properties, and a lot of that is not because we want to cut back. It's simply we can't staff it. It's hard to find the quality people. And what we've noticed, if you ever notice how Binion's has always been structured, is it's very visible from the street. So the hard thing was for us to get a crew. A lot of times we wouldn't have anybody here until noon, 11, 1. If we had one call in, that means we had to go to the tub, which is in the back. So if you see what we did, we kind of reversed it, because now we have the cowgirls up front. We have the blackjack tables, but they're guaranteed, even if it's not the cowgirls, it's our other dealers. There's somebody there at 8 a.m. So now you have that interaction, that there's action, and you know how bodies breed bodies.
Right.
So what we've seen is that, okay, now I'm going to see all day long, there's going to be a dealer staring at me, waving at me. So that was the reasoning behind it. It creates more energy. We've seen a really good influx of that and people's reaction to it, because now you've got a lot more action going on full time. And still, the table's right there in the first pit, so it's in the main pit. But sadly, staffing has been a critical part.
I understand, and I'm one of those at the craps table. If it's a good game going, I'm the guy yelling, and that's what everybody likes, because that just attracts more people coming in.
Yes, it does, and it's such a high energy game, and like I said, things have just changed so much. But we've had to adapt to a whole new staffing issues, and they're not going away, sadly.
That is Tim Lager with Four Queens and Binions, the general manager here at Four Queens Binions. Always great to have a chance to talk with Tim. And Tim, I think the next time we'll chat will be in September when I'm out for my 60th. So it'll be my 60th at the Four Queens 60th, which is kind of cool. But look forward to talking to you then.
Sounds great. It's always good to see you.
We're at Four Queens Binions, all part of our NAB coverage as well. I'm Brian Winnikins.